Love lot mothers. Ruth Cornwall begun thought on selecting second schools while her family were 8 or 9 year ancient. She requested an academically selectivity high school for Henry and Florence. The household dwell in Gloucestershire, a shire in several of the senior grammarian schools in England. I do believe he's stronger for family to get nice results, to get to college, get a nice work. So whatever we can do to assist them seems to me a not-brainer. She's impressed how with 2010, each grammarian high school in Gloucestershire has added additional places, although down there hasn't been an growth in 11-year-olds. I believe he's a customer community, parent consumer demand is down there and family wish to come. Down there had been increasing blood pressure for more than places, in fears how contest was proper brutal, in family travelling of external the shire to get in following fleeting the grammarian high school entry testing. Ruth said me, thou study yours chances and understand thou re competitive in Swindon, Wiltshire and Bristol. Gloucestershire isn't the just location in England wherever grammars, academically selectivity schools how propose places relying on an examination undertaken in the recent year of initial high school, our expansion. Our analyse shows how lot grammarian schools include grown up through England with 2010, frequently not in areas wherever down there was an instant requirement for more than second places common. The quantity of school students elderly 11 to 15 in England's grammarian schools has lost of 110,600 in 2009 to 10 to 118,200 in 2016 to 17. How's a 7% increase at a period while the quantity of 11 to 15-year-olds in the areas in grammarian schools has fallen by 2.5%. It adds up to the counterpart of on 11 new ordinary-sized grammarian schools. As more than family go via the schools, in new school students take up such places each year, it will how by 2020 to 21 the counterpart of 21 new grammarian schools would include been created in a 10 years. All the is at a period while the government has omitted plans to build fully new grammarian schools since the plans were too contentious. For a complete listing roll to the lower of the web page. The extension is managed partially by consumer demand of parent love Ruth, and partially by blood pressure on high school budgets. Grammarian schools tend to get less than financing per student since lot are in areas wherever schools include historic acquired less than. They as well recognize really few school students of poorer backgrounds, who give up financing in the shape of the student prize. Lot grammarian schools we close were indecisive on speaking openly on the finance pressures. Alcester Grammarian High School in Warwickshire has been expansion its consumption above the recent few year of 450 to 750 students. Its main, Clive verdict, says it is mostly on reaching main economies of scope. He says the high school has undertaken activity to answer to finance challenges of growing grade sizes to request for volunteer grant but believes how out of expansion student numbers, such stairs would not include been adequate. Grammarian schools are country second schools how choose their school students by tool of an examination undertaken by family at age 11, occasionally named as the 11 advantage. Down there are 163 grammarian schools in England, out of several 3,000 country secondaries, and a future 67 grammarian schools in Northern Ireland. Down there are no country grammars in Wales or Scotland. Down there are concerns how grammarian high school extension could achieve a tip spot in regulation of its effect. John Andrews of the Formation Politics Institution says adverse effects on results growth at the spot while 70% of family already making so can get a grammarian high school location. Our study shows how as you growth the quantity of grammarian high school places in an region, the penalties on such who miss out on receive in grammarian high school growth. Poorer family are low potential to get a grammarian high school location and largest potential to afflict the adverse impact. That doesn't indicate how schools how dong ti choose on capacity dong ti include vanity. Stratford-on-Avon High School has been increasing its results and hopeful school students to go in its sixth shape thought ambitiously on college. Chief tutor Neil Wallace knows he has to competitive to draw families to the high school. He is as well competitive for financing, as in every student how enrolls comes at low £4,000 a year. Same largest resource of revenue any high school has is consumption. Addition and further grade of 30 would give in sharply £120,000 to a high school budgeting in every year. Both of Grammarian schools neighbouring include advanced considerably. House a stress independently of which the high school is. It may be selectivity or not selectivity, it could be a complementary high school how opening and upsets a regional balance. Warwickshire has seen the quantity of 11-year-olds go up 7% with 2010, but one neighbouring Grammarian high school enlarged its consumption by 66%. Information analysed by Wesley Stevenson, Ransom Binney and Robert Cuff. Style by Sumi Santhanathan and Sandra Rodriguez Chiolita. Method, * information excludes 3 Grammarian schools how modified the age of consumption for the time. Boston Top High School and Boston Grammarian High School were exposed emerge in 2010 that was after neglected. The has several impact on several but not all of the increase at these schools. Chatham and Clarendon Grammarian High School was created in 2013 of the merge of 2 Grammarian schools. Changing is intended with the combination information for the 2 schools in 2009 to 10.